The information, opinions, and recommendations presented in this podcast are for general information only, and any reference on the information provided in this podcast is done at your own risk. This podcast should not be considered professional advice whatsoever. The third-party materials or content of any third-party site referenced in this podcast do not necessarily reflect the opinions, standards, or policies of the owner. In other words, just have a fucking sense of humor, will you? And enjoy.
Now you listen to me, you sick son of a bitch.
The world has caught a virus, so I've written you a poem. We need your help to cure it, so stay the fuck at home. And if you have got 12 kids or you're living on your own, lock it down and isolate and stay the fuck at home. If you think you're not at risk here, you're living in a dome. It spreads faster than a hooker's leg, so stay the fuck at home. I need the gym, I need the beach, I hear you bitch and moan. You need to grow a brain cell and stay the fuck at home. But I feel fine.
So good.
I don't feel sick.
Jesus.
I'll go out.
I love it.
Oh, there we go. Welcome, everybody. Now, that was really good. I mean,
good
is that what David Letterman's doing now full time?
Well, he's got a lot of time on his hands, you know. He's staying at home. He's in his mother's basement by the look of it.
Look at the little dinosaur behind him as well. What is that?
Why does David Letterman look like some sort of like Jewish priest now?
Brilliant. Welcome back, everybody. There we go. A nice little intro song. As we said in all these episodes, people are being very creative. As we can tell now that David Letterman's doing that, and he's got no TV show or anything like that. So why not just do that?
Yeah, he does.
But,
he's got that show on, is it Netflix, where he just interviews people? I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever. No one watches it.
No, he's sold out. He's done. He's done and dusted. That's the thing with these people. They say, oh, I'm retiring, but then they just go to another platform and do the exact same thing. So, have you retired? No, you're a liar.
Hey, well, he's making money. So, he's probably better doing that. That's the problem, is all these late night shows are just terrible, as we've all come to realize, because now that they have no live audience, none of their jokes land. It's just really, really hard to watch. Anyway, this is the coronavirus Episode 4. This is going to be the finale of our coronavirus specials. As we're moving on into level 2, out of level 3.
That's right.
We're going to have to just, there's no point in doing this if we're not in lockdown anymore. We're back to show as normal, I think.
Back to normal. So that's right, everybody. If you do not know, New Zealand, we are out of everything. We're back to work. I mean, there's a lot of countries out there that have been not working at all, and there's some that have been working, and I mean, we haven't. Everyone's been working from home, and we've got no restaurants open or anything like that. But now, I think we were the harshest around all the other countries.
Well, that's why it's hard to compare to other countries, because they have different lockdown levels and different systems. So it's like, well, where's Britain at compared to our level? Or it doesn't really.
Terrible.
They needed a universal standard, really.
Well, but nobody wanted to oblige with this thing. You know, we've got all these people saying that coronavirus is crap, it's bullshit. There's riots, there's strikes. But then it's also, you look at the mentality of the people in charge. Like, Donald Trump had no idea what the hell was going on.
I don't think anybody did. I don't think anybody. That's the thing. It's like, yeah, sure, you can blame Trump all you want, but if it was Obama and exactly the same thing happened, I'm pretty sure we'd have exactly the same results. So
totally. And then also the same with Boris as well. Boris just
he's getting a lot of flack, isn't he?
Oh, he is, and he had coronavirus. So
I reckon, well, he gets a pass, surely.
Yeah, there's also talk that the coronavirus is actually in the White House. Apparently, I saw something about that the other day. And if that happens, imagine if Trump gets it, and I mean doesn't die. If he does, well, that's going to be a bit of a shame, isn't it? Kanye West for president,
2024.
Yeah, oof, that'd be grand. That'd be amazing. But yeah, it's been fucking interesting. New Zealand's out. We're doing our thing. Everyone's back to work. We've still got social distancing happening. Gatherings of 10 people and less. No more than that. So that's pretty good. After this, I'm hoping to go get a haircut.
Oh yeah. Have you still got you've got the lockdown? Oh yeah, there you go. Lockdown beard, lockdown haircut. You know, all those people with lockdown beard, I've got to say, I got a little pickle with that. It's like, you've got more time to shave. You didn't need to go a beard. You had all the time in the world to shave your face.
Yeah, but they don't know how to shave their face. They don't know how to do anything, really. They're just, I mean, shaving your face is a craft. Some people do it pretty badly, man. But look, the funny thing is, I'm looking at my neighbors right now. I can see them. They just came home, and they all have got fresh cuts, which is ridiculous. That one's got. There's a guy. He's about 50-something. The father. He's got a nice little tight fade there with a nice little thing on top, and that's a good fade, mate. Like I'm looking at that. You guys can't see that. Noel, you can't either. But damn, that's a fade. I'm gonna get a haircut today. That's what I'm gonna be doing. And apparently, the hairdressers opened at 12 o'clock this morning. 12 a.m.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, but you have to book an appointment, so you can't just walk into a barber. Like how you did in the past, but
Oh, so do I have to go book an appointment? Do I?
I think so. So they can, because otherwise you're going to have the problem is everyone goes, I'm going to go get a haircut, and yes, you've got the safe distance in the hairdressers, but the line outside isn't. Yeah. And it stretches past other businesses, and you got to brush past people to get your coffee. Nightmare.
But anyway, welcome back, everybody. Again, thank you very much for coming back. This has been amazing. I want to do a big shout out to all the people in the UK that are listening to this and the United States. Those guys have been killing it, man. You guys have been wrecking the shit out of the episode. So thank you very much.
Thanks,
New
guys.
Zealand, Australia, you guys are like lagging, but that's okay. You guys do your thing. But it's amazing that honestly, dude, like America and the UK have just been skyrocketing. I don't even know why. But for some reason, those guys are just killing it. And we've also got like Germany. We've got some people in Malta that are watching this shit as well and listening to it.
Well,
so
perhaps,
it's like, what the
perhaps
fuck
it
is
is
going
because
on?
they're locked down harder than us.
Maybe, but then, I guess so. But I've got a thing that I think that social media is actually being killed by the coronavirus. I'm noticing
really?
this. I'm noticing it. I'm noticing that not a lot of people are interacting anymore. I'm also looking at Instagram. I'm looking at these celebrities that usually post fucking like 40 content a day, according to Gary Vee.
Yeah.
And they're doing nothing because they're just fucking boring. Everyone's doing the same thing. We're stuck in our house. We're making some food.
And the celebrities were getting slated somewhat as well because they were like, I'm just staying at home, and everyone's like, fuck you with your mansion and all your money and shit. Staying at home with your mansion and so they're like, they're probably just avoiding getting backlash, to be honest.
Totally, they've got nothing else to do, and they can't say that. They can't go, but they can't do anything. They've got to be silent, and it's funny. Silence, you fools! Bow down to me. But it's been great that this podcast has kept going. I mean, I've seen a bit of not social distancing. I've seen a bit of interaction.
Social media distancing.
Yeah, it feels that's what it is, a social media distancing. That's what we're going through right now. And I've just noticed it. Like, I've people, you can't post anything anymore, and when you do, it's all the same shit. And even on TikTok, everyone's getting bored. You're not getting your views anymore. You're not getting your likes, and I've noticed it everywhere.
Interesting.
And people are trying to become more relevant as well. They're trying to try something new, and look at my workouts at home. I was like, nah, fuck you, mine is better. And then all of this shit with like, let's go do some stuff. Let's do some push-ups and stuff. And people are like, no, I'm not watching that. Everybody's doing it. These fucking challenges.
I've got
man.
a few good ideas for some challenges later on. So
we'll get into that later on.
We'll get into those later on.
But then also, I want to prove my point here. I want to prove my point that COVID-19 is killing social media. And the only way of doing that is, people can speculate. People can, have an observation and have a comment about it. But no, I'm going in the facts. I'm going to show you some evidence right now that will prove to the world that social media is being killed by COVID-19. And the only way to do that is by getting a social fucking influencer or some big-ass motherfucker like The Rock on social media and looking at some of his comments and posts that other people have done and interacted on his photos and also just observing the difference. So I'm going to look at a photo here. We'll also post this up on the video, but we're going to look at a video. Sorry, it's a post of The Rock. This actually came out on Mother's Day. So let me just quickly get it here. There it is. So it goes here. It's 14 hours ago, and it is The Rock saying, I'm truly proud of my brother. So this is about his brother that released a book. Over the last 20 years, he's been able to capture so many defining moments in life through this photography with his family on the movie sets, all of this sort of stuff. It's a book. Usually when he's doing like a brand thing, it goes through the roof, as I will prove very shortly. Yeah. That got 45,000 likes. 45,000 likes. It's also had 2K comments and 1.3 thousand shares. Now we go to look at a thing about him talking about his tequila This is another brand thing for his own tequila.
He's been smashing that, though.
He has.
Yeah.
Exactly. And this was on March 22nd. And this was the last post that he did about the tequila. So the first couple of posts, everyone will be like, oh, wow, he's got some tequila. I'm going to buy it. And then it gets fucking boring. So right now, this is about his 100th post of him talking about his own fucking tequila, which I've tried. It's very nice, by the way. And but if you look at this is the end of it. And this is in March the 22nd, or the 21st, sorry, when he's did a nice little video at home. Usually this goes through the roof, which it did. 165,000 people liking it, 14,000 comments, and 23,000 shares.
Wow!
Compared to the other one, which was 20,000 comments, 45k, and 1.3k shares. The other one was 20,000 shares. So. And then I'm also found a photo of him just grinding. There's a photo of him. It's not the other ones, just him pulling some shit. And this was in March the 13th, of him doing nothing. It's just him pulling some stuff. And we always want to see The Rock doing shit. But this one here, just a photo itself, got 57,000, 1.7k thousand, and 1.9 thousand shares. And this was at the beginning of March as well. So that just shows by The Rock that social media is being killed by the COVID-19. So in your face, motherfuckers.
So, Omar, does that mean people are using it less?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say here.
They're adding more people to their feed so they just scroll past it quicker. So your algorithm is less likely to pop up type of thing.
I just think people are being fucking selfish. They're being selfish with their likes. They're pretending not to scroll. They go, I'm doing better things. I've got better things to do than scroll and look at your shit. That's what I think is going on right now.
Well,
that's
interesting. And have you noticed anything, because you're a bit of a TikTok celebrity, have you noticed your viewership going down or anything like that?
I noticed a bit. I definitely totally have. But one of my videos is still it had its millionth view, which is fantastic.
Oh, wow.
It's at 1 million people. It's fucking great, mate. And it keeps going. But then the ones that you post recently are just getting nowhere. So I posted something last night and I woke up this morning. Usually you go to sleep on TikTok, you wake up the next morning, you're like, oh yeah, I've got some followers and people watching me. I woke up with 3 views. 3 fucking views. I deleted it straight away. I deleted it.
Why? Because you're embarrassed that so little
I'm embarrassed by it. And then 4 videos down the track, I've got 1 million. And then you see one that's got 4, you delete that shit. Get it out of here.
I know how you can get less likes, is post something negative about China. Because TikTok's owned by a Chinese company, it'll just get instantly disappear.
Shadow banned.
Shadow banned.
It'll be gone. Shadow banned by the Chinese.
Well, I hope you make it through this internet social media crisis, Omar. It's almost worse
dude.
than
I
coronavirus.
don't care. I don't care, man. This is good. Everyone's sort of sticking to themselves, going away, not being part of the social media stuff anymore, which is cool. That's cool. But let's see what happens when we get out of this. And New Zealand is getting out of this, but Germany is not. Have you seen this, Noel, about Germany is going backwards?
Second wave? Is that what they call it? Is it a second wave or is it the same wave? Like, how do you work out which wave is which? Is it because there's a graph?
Noel, you're a surfer. You should know this. It's like when you hit one wave.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You hit one wave, you ride it, then you ride it down, then you go to get the next wave. It's when the next wave gets bigger than the first wave.
Omar. Swell period.
Is that what it's called? The swell period?
Yeah.
Interesting. Did not know that. So,
well, you've got height and then you've got period. So, depending how big the height of the wave is, and then the gap between the peak of each wave is your swell period.
Making notes right now. Making notes. So Germany infection rises. The rate rises as the lockdown eases. So they have not even calmed the curve like Jacinda Ardern.
Now, did they have a lockdown and then let people out again? Is that true? If we look at the world map, it might give us a
let's have a look at that. While we're getting that up as well, what they did was basically they had people just protesting all the fucking time. So this is a typical German. Better be careful because we have some Germans that listen in. But you guys are great, but you guys are too typical. You guys always have to stand up for your rights. You got to go against the government, the people.
Yeah, now it's convenient. They weren't very good at that in the 30s, in the early 40s.
No, they weren't.
Germany, 174,000 cases, confirmed cases. They haven't got a lot of
massive.
deaths. 7,000. Well, compared to America, they've only got almost 8,000 deaths. And America.
But then you have to sort of compare the old people there as well. Like Germany doesn't really have many old people there, do they? Don't know.
No, they probably all got blown up in the war.
Oh,
dear. Oh, dear. Wow. Now it's a bit too old.
Now that's a fucking bang there. That's it. That's a draft. That's like me watching fucking The Last Dance every night and watching MJ just dunking that shit in there. Damn, that's good. Yeah, that's brilliant. Okay, so, well, not really, because they've only got 7,000 deaths. But look, they're going backwards. Like, if you look at their curve, at the very bottom, we can see the confirmed cases, the moving there. That's just ridiculous, man. Look, why they're saying a second wave is because the first wave is curving down if you look at the daily cases.
Yeah.
And it was curving down for a little bit, but then it started to peak up again. So...
Well, good luck, Germany. They need to batten down the hatches again. England is still on a pretty hard lockdown as well, aren't they?
Well, this weekend they're getting released. My fiance's parents were saying that this weekend everyone's free, the same as Australia. Something. I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to quote. I'm not going to give people false news out there. We would never do that. There's just. I don't know, man.
They've got the third most amount of cases. They've got 230,000 cases there. So.
And who's number 2? Germany.
Russia. So USA first, Russia second, United Kingdom, Spain, Italy, Brazil, France, Germany.
Whoa, why have I got here that Germany has the 7th... Oh, no. The 7th highest number of confirmed cases in the world. For some reason, when I was going through this last night, it said second.
Well, maybe
I was
shifted.
Stoned. Maybe it shifted. But I copied and pasted this. So I went, oh, it's a second. I copied it, put it here. And in my head, throughout the whole night, I was like, yeah, it's a second. And
it's an interactive map.
It is. Cool. And also Sweden, man. Like, Sweden went against the whole pack, and they just basically did nothing. Just keep it going, man.
Let's have a look at Sweden. What's happening with Sweden?
So I've got here 27,000 cases, nearly 28,000 cases.
So are they the people that did nothing, eh? They were just like,
they did nothing.
She'll be right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 27. Oh, dear. And 3,500 deaths. So, no good.
That's not good at all, man. And there's something here, the week in COVID-19 data, how New Zealand compares to the rest of them. I haven't seen this. It just popped up then. And it just looks like, dude, we're right at the bottom. Sweden is moving up. The United Kingdom is dipping down. But Jesus Christ, they had a massive curve there. That looks like the S&P 500 coming down after a massive crash. Jesus Christ. It's going to fall down lower. Buy Bitcoin.
Interesting.
Okay, that's interesting
and
shit,
so
man.
Did they left lockdown late, or they didn't do it at all?
Sweden did nothing, man.
They did nothing.
The Swedes, they did nothing. They go, look, this is what's it called? The herd mentality. They wanted a herd immunity. They basically just wanted everyone to get the shit, and then they're immune to it. And if you die, you die. You know, it's a survival of the fittest.
That's a good point. Yeah, if our immune systems are going to be super weak after this because we've been exposed to nothing really.
Totally, but I mean, it depends. Like. Yeah, I guess so. But then at the same time, we haven't got it around here. They're going to come out with some sort of thing, a cure that's going to help us and immune us for the future. But in the meantime, while this has been going on, while this whole lockdown shit's been going down in New Zealand's got a very secret plan that they've been doing. You've heard about this, eh, Noel?
I think so.
Okay, I'll let you know about this because this is going to fucking hurt. It hurt me when I read this. So New Zealand, while everyone's been at home enjoying the free money that was given to us, enjoying Netflix, enjoying gardening, enjoying building shit. What have they been doing? Oh, that's right. New Zealand government just rushed through the second reading of a law that will allow for more government control over citizens in New Zealand.
Yes, I have seen this actually, and this is very typical of governments. Is what they do is they wait till everybody's distracted and they sneak through these cheeky little bastard things. Like, what do they say here? It says here that under level 2, the police don't need warrants to burst into your bloody house, which is
That's
outrageous.
Bullshit. Yeah, it is. Which, I mean, it works two ways. At least they're going to catch a lot of P-heads and meth heads and drug dealers and stuff like that. But imagine if I'm just there watching Netflix and you're just chilling there with your family and then all of a sudden the door gets badged in and all these fucking cops come in and go, right!
Yeah.
Oh, there's no party here.
It's
Whoops, my bad.
Not really the point. It's kind of, it's the breach of our rights. And again, I think Ardern's done a great job of this handling of this. But when you see stuff like this, you're like, ooh, this is how you lose people. This is how you lose people.
But it's also a bit of a mindfuck as well, isn't it? Because you're like, oh, yay, we survived. We've only had this amount of cases, 81 cases or whatever, deaths, whatever, nothing. Ooh, she's so good. She's our hero. She's a god. But your restrictions have been limited now. Enforced officers can enter and close all premises. They can come into your house. And we're like, I thought she was on our side. Oh, you get a bit twisted.
She is absolutely not. So, that's a bit of a shame because now not that I voted anyway, but...
Yeah, you don't vote. What are you talking about? When have you ever voted for anything?
I'll be voting in September.
Yeah, you will now. I've got a right. I'm gonna stop this bitch.
No, for the referendum. I don't care about politics.
Oh yeah, I don't give a shit about politics. Look, it allows the government to enforce limits on funerals, tongues, if you all know what that is. If you don't know what that is, neither do I. And then wedding, religious service. Is a tonguey what? Like that's like a hungy, but for teas.
It's a funeral. See, that's the thing.
It's a married funeral.
Yeah, you don't want to get a hungy and a tonguey mixed up. Otherwise, disaster.
Oh, okay. So if I went like, I can't wait till next week's tonguey.
Yeah, and then I'll just get it mixed up in general, cooking a dead body, eating that by accident, and then burying all your food.
But they do that anyway. They put the food in the ground.
That's why it gets
so
confusing.
fucking confusing. Okay, so New Zealand, shame on you for doing that. We've all been manipulated, and while we were all focusing on you guys got us all solved, bang, you fucked us in the ass.
Yep, this is what they do great. This is what they do well, and we'll see this happening all around the world as the erosion of people's civil liberties because Corona, we've got to use the Corona to take away your rights. Same with all they want to get the tracking app. Oh, you want to have this tracking app in your phone? Fuck no, kiss my ass.
We've already got that with Apple. Apple does that. It tracks everything that we have.
I'm sure they can, but I don't think in court. Say, for instance, if somebody goes missing, I think you can use it to find people. But I don't know if you're allowed to use it. Say, if I came over and I murdered you, and they wanted to find the phone data to see if my phone was in the area of you. Like, Noel's phone was in the area of Omar. He murdered him. So.
Well, they did that for that. What about that murder that happened? That Tinder murder that happened in New Zealand. They basically followed the guy that tracked his phones in the buying of what he bought.
They can do it. Oh no!
But they did it through the bank. They followed where and what he purchased.
Yeah.
Which is very stupid. After the murder, I can't remember. I can't remember the girl's name, but it was a Tinder date. I'm just going to type in here Tinder date. New Zealand. This is good because they already started doing this and it can save lives.
Yeah.
All I did was Tinder date and it came up with all these people. I don't want them. Tinder date New Zealand murder. That should work. Great. That's her name, Grace Mullane. So she was from the UK. She came to New Zealand.
Yes, I remember. That was a big story. It was a
totally,
big story
man.
At the time.
Brutal murder as well.
Yeah, we don't get much murders in New Zealand, so things can be a little boring sometimes. So,
but when we do, it's mass murdering. Like that guy in Christchurch that went on that massive rampage with that gun.
I think that's not really. We don't have a lot of those either, to be honest.
No, we don't. But when it happens, it happens. And this Tinder date, this was a brutal murder. And so the guy, which they said that they can't say his name, but they released it as well. The UK got in trouble because they released his name and everything as soon as it came out. But anyway, so that whole thing, they just followed. He basically killed her in his hotel room or his room that he hired for the night, and murdered, strangled this girl to death. And then he went after that. He just watched stuff because they just followed his movements on his phone. Basically, straight after it, he watched porn.
And then he watched how to get rid of bodies and stuff, eh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then he went to Bunnings to buy shit. And then he also
hacksaw
and all bags, plastic bags and shit. And oh my god,
terrible.
He's never watched The Sopranos, has he? Well, actually, he has because that's what The Sopranos do. But they don't buy the shit with a card. They have cash. They've got all their stuff. They're ready to go.
And then they go out into the New Jersey woods or jump on Tony's boat and tie an engine block to their leg, and Bob's your uncle.
That's right. Or they just go to that bridge. They just go to the bridge and just dump the bodies.
Oh, yeah, that's so easy, man. So easy.
Too easy, man. Like, if we did that...
I rewatched The Sopranos the other day, and I was like, damn, it was easy to get away with murder back then.
Totally.
Now
but that's the thing.
There'll be cameras everywhere, and you'll be able to follow somebody from walking from, from the Italian restaurant to the bar where he got murdered. Yeah. Like, everything would be captured on CCTV these days.
So, and it's all in your phone as well. Like, they just know where you are. Everything knows.
80s.
And also
the golden age.
I wish it was the 80s. Fuck, it would be good back then, man. Getting away with murder would be awesome. Imagine if you could die on your deathbed going, damn, I got away with murder, man. Remember that guy? Remember Tony back then in those days? Tony Branger? Remember that guy? Yeah, I killed him. And then you die on your deathbed. I would love that. I would love to do that.
That's great. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. Dead.
Yeah, nothing. You guys can't do shit. I'm dying of cancer, motherfucker. I've got nothing else to live for.
Oh, I always thought that when if I get to like 95 or like, real old or, well into your 80s and you're like, the doctor's like, well, you've got like a year to live. I'm just going to get all the coke, all the heroin and just have a bloody good, you know what I mean? Like, well, you got nothing to lose. What's the worst that can happen? You're going to die? You've already had a sick
totally.
life.
Well, that's it. The end is there, Hello, darkness, my old friend. It just pops out of nowhere. But then that's the thing. What happens if you do all that? You rinse your body, you cheat on your wife, you get rid of your wife, your kids, you don't give a shit about them anymore. You go, I'm going to tour the world, I'm going to spend all of my money, and then you go back to the doctor, right, let's do it, I'm done. I've lived the rest of my life, I'm fine. Oh, test results came back, mate, and everything seems to be okay now. It's gone.
Sorry, I mixed them up with Joe Smith rather than Joe Fifth. And you're like, oh, Jesus.
So you're actually going to live, and you're very healthy, actually. You could probably become an athlete. You can be an athlete now.
Unfortunately, you've got you've become a heroin addict.
So you can't now. You fucked it up.
Well, that's what they reckon. In the future, we'll be able to live really long because, medical science and technology and all that sort of stuff. People are living longer now than they ever have their whole life. So we might be
totally.
You never know, Omar. We might be able to get to our spot 50s.
Oh, I can't wait till that, mate. Spot 50s for me is going to be halfway, I think. I want that to be the halfway point. Also, what I've been doing right now, bro, is for any investing advice out there, but don't follow me because you might get wrecked. So I've been looking at stem cell research labs.
Yeah.
So you look at that shit, man. There's some interesting shit coming out of stem cell. Like you can actually go repair your knee by just injecting stem cells, and you can do this in fucking Mexico.
It's quite common in America now as well.
Yeah, it is. It's fucking amazing, man. And my mate, he of course he's a fucking billionaire. He went and got it done in his elbow. He's 45. Yeah, he's 45. And he went there, got it. He went to Mexico. It's $20,000 a shot. So fuck, it's pretty expensive.
Cheap.
But he got it in his knee, in his lower back, his elbow, and now he's fucking fit as anything, man. Like it fixed everything.
You think that in 20 years' time, you might be able to buy it for a couple of bucks on the internet?
Totally.
As everything gets cheaper and easy to use. Yeah, and like, as your body breaks down, you'll be able to replace it, or you can 3D print yourself a new kneecap or
awesome
stem cell. Yeah, so people could live a bloody long time.
Totally, and this should be inspiring, man. This is good. This is optimistic. Like I sometimes think to myself, we're not even touching the tip of the power of the internet and technology right now. I mean, it's going to fuck us up at one point in time. But look at what's happening to the economy right now, and because of this coronavirus, this one virus, they panicked, but we had to panic. So there's no one's blamed by doing that. We had to do that.
Actually, I had a question for you about that.
Go on, please, shoot. Let's have it.
If we're in everyone's talking about the economy. How did Wall Street have their best month in 33 years?
Okay, so that's a very, very, very good answer to this. Is basically what they've been doing is they've been propping us up. They've been propping it up. They've been doing this thing called QE, quantum easing, and what that means is they've been pumping money, printing trillions of dollars. They've added another $10 trillion to the debt, and they use that money, and usually they buy bonds. To do this.
To whose debt? America's debt.
America's debt. They're at $25 trillion of debt. Before this all happened, they were at
Federal Reserve.
To the Federal Reserve.
Jesus.
And so what they've been doing is they've been propping all these stocks up. Because that's the economy, is people, the buying pressure, buying stuff, and the economy is, the S&P 500 is about 500 of the richest companies. That's why the Tesla stock is going through the roof.
Yeah.
And that's why Elon Musk last Friday came out and said the Tesla price is too high because he's not in control of it anymore because it's a public company.
Yeah.
So it's out of their control. It's getting pumped out of place. And the reason they're doing this is because they want to show, look, it's going to tipple again. We're going to go for another wave because there's only so much quantum easing they can do. And they can only print so much in before we get this thing called hyperinflation.
Yeah.
And so at the moment, inflation is looking pretty good. And it's not going to hit us now. It's going to hit us when the economy's back to normal. 6 months to a year's time, we're going to be sitting there, and all of a sudden, the hamburger that we used to buy for $9 is now $29, and our money, our income that we're getting, is not moved at all.
Amazing.
And that's going to fuck us all over. And it's also comes.
One more quick question, Omar, about stocks. Why was a barrel of oil worth negative money?
So what happened there is when the oil, so that was a futures contract. So every month they have a contract for the price of the oil barrel next month.
Yeah.
The reason they do that is then they're able to They're able to stockpile, and they're gonna. It just basically doesn't put anyone at a loss because you can keep buying ahead. So, and you just know the price is going to stay the same. Because if it wasn't, then the price might dip, and then you're like trying to buy oil in the future, which is down, and you don't know the value of it. So the futures market, the contract, due to the fact that they had no storage for oil. That was the biggest thing. There's too much oil around because no one was driving, planes weren't flying, nothing was moving.
So it wasn't getting used, and they had nowhere to store
and then
it.
the storage went through the roof. Everyone was holding oil. So that's what happens when like a stock moves up and down. Why? Because someone's buying it and someone's selling it. In this instant, nobody was buying and everybody was trying to sell. And the contract dipped into the negative 31 because it got to the point there's too much oil on supply and no one was buying anymore. So you couldn't, and people came to me and said, hey, I want to buy oil right now. It's in the negatives. They're giving me free oil. It does not fucking work like that, you idiot. What happens is if you buy that contract at that negative price, it's not going to, the thing is, it's not, you can't buy it because you have to go to a broker, first of all, to go, hey, buy this for me. They're not going to buy it because it's in the negatives. Even if it goes to $2 a barrel, think about this. If you have $1,000 and you then go, oh, it's $1, it's going to go to $20 in a couple of months. Awesome. You buy 100 barrels with your $100. You need to store that 100 barrels somewhere. So because
people rent the spaces to store the oil. Yeah,
totally. And there's one guy that did that. One guy, he made a fucking multi-millions because he brought at $1, it went up to $20 that exact same day, and he put down, it was like $25 million. So the company called him up and said, okay, where do you want your 25, well, how many, it was 25,000, I think, barrels of oil? You, by law, by contract, you need to take these and receive this oil. And he went, oh, shit. And so he got fined heavily. He lost all that money plus some more.
Wow.
And it's just stupid. You just can't do that. You just don't understand.
And
people
also,
don't understand.
It keeps the little players out of the game, doesn't it? It really keeps it within the niche of the oil barons, shall we call them.
Totally, but it also keeps in the hands of the economy. Like if you, it's just like everyone goes, "Oh, why is petrol not going down?" Well, they've got a reasonable. It has, but a little bit. But it was a shockwave, and basically at the start they just brought it down. They're still getting 60%.
Yeah.
Plus, the government's still getting 60% of every gallon that you guys are buying. Plus more, and that's just them getting it. The tax on top of it's different. So it's ridiculous how this all works out.
You should have your own. You should have your own little stocks podcast or something, Omar. You're quite good at this because I don't know shit.
Yeah, well, please ask, man. I enjoy this shit, man.
Yeah, one more little sort of before we move into the more fun type of stuff that we've got to talk about today.
Let's go, Noam.
You heard about the Australian trade war with China that's kind of escalating at the moment. You know about this?
Nope.
All right, so basically, Australia are wanting to launch an investigation into how this COVID thing started. There's rumors of it coming from a laboratory, all this type of shit. And so China's pissed. They don't want them starting an investigation. So now they're introducing all these tariffs so that China has blocked Australian beef and barley imports. Positive response to Canberra's president called for COVID-19 probe. So basically, they're pissed that they're investigating it. And this is how crazy China is, because a lot of meat from Australia goes to China. They would rather have their people starve to death and not get all the meat than have people investigate into where this COVID came from. And that's pretty bloody shady, if you ask me.
Dude, it's ridiculous. It makes no sense. And it's so stupid.
Unbelievable.
And they won't come out and say it either. They're not going to come out and say, you guys are right. They're just going to fight, and they're going to fight exactly.
And then we end up with a proper war. This is how proper wars start. Anyway.
It's so weird, man. This whole ththing is it's just spiraling. And there's some areas for me I don't want to go into because it's just, you can be a conspiracy artist. You can go through all of this stuff. It's endless, man. There's so much stuff out there, and but I'm just like, just stay on the surface, man. Stay grounded. Just focus on what you're doing. How we're gonna get out of this. And I think Jesus Christ, man.
Because of all the conspiracies, a lot of people are jumping on board with it because they've got the time to look into stuff at the moment. And everyone's like, "Oh, this is global conspiracy to get rid of all the people." Well, I've got a little theory here that sort of puts that, because there's a global conspiracy saying that they need to get rid of the population. There's too many people on the planet, which everybody knows is a fact. So they want to try and get rid of a few. But this doesn't make sense. And I'll tell you why. Because in New York, City, this is probably about 2 or 3 years ago, there was a blackout. So then the blackout caused everybody to stay inside for 2 or 3 days. 9 months later, there was a massive spike in births to the point where hospitals were overrun because obviously there was people been fucking. People been fucking.
Yeah,
9 months later, guess
fucking.
what happens? Little kids pop out. And so this hospital was overrun. And I think we're going to see the same thing. In 8 months' time, we are going to see a massive birth spike of just people giving birth because they've had all this time in lockdown, been lying around fucking. And then, kids. And so, if anything, I think we will hopefully replace all the people that died with the coronavirus with new people in 8 months' time. So this is what puts a hole in the theory.
But then it depends what sort of people are they getting rid of. Because, of course, we can see by this virus, it's all the older people, the people that are weaker, the weak lungs,
Conservatives. They're trying to get rid of conservatives.
Yeah, they're trying to get rid of the conservatives and the people that are up high with the high wealth and shit. Get rid of those motherfuckers. And then all those people. Maybe. What about those big fat motherfuckers that are just living on land? These massive estates, and they don't want to sell. But then you've got the kids, the generations. Yeah, they're on these mansions, and they're like just on, on the way out. And then they've got the kids there that are just sitting there waiting for the parents to die, so that they can take that house and spend it on other shit, in the economy, and buy Bitcoin with it and shit. And so I who knows? It's endless. You can go anywhere. But that's a shame, man. That's a shame. But let's get into some awesome shit here. We're going to go into some fun stories.
Stuff, I think. Yeah.
Let's get it. I mean, this was fun. All of it was fun. It was just. This is the last episode. We've got a lot to get out. This is an amazing show. Let's get into the gigs now. You go first, man. You shoot. Right, shoot.
I've got this guy. I don't know if you've heard about this, but a lot. TikTok's been very popular with nurses and people in the medical field, and unfortunately for these, first of all, I don't know how they're supposed to be overrun with the COVID. I don't know how they have time to do all these stupid dances and stuff like that. They should probably be getting on with their job. Anyway, sometimes it gets taken a little too far. So if we read here, nurses are slammed for filming a TikTok video showing them dancing while carrying a COVID-19 body bag. Oh, dude. It's like, could there be who at any point thought that was a good idea? Like, that's probably the worst taste thing that you could possibly
Totally.
do.
That's so bad. Where is this? The footage is believed to have
filmed. Should we watch the video?
Yeah, okay. So it's filmed in Puerto Rico. Let's get the video up. Jesus Christ. That's a great beat.
Well, it's the meme. You've seen the dancing coffin meme with the African people?
Yeah.
So they've reenacted it.
That's ridiculous.
It's hilarious,
That's fucking
but they're
stupid.
like, the body bag wasn't full or anything.
No, but it is full. There's a person in there, and that person's alive. You can see them. They're laughing.
Their legs are jiggling. Dude.
And see, they're kicking as well. It's so stupid.
Oh, my God.
I'm over that.
Anyway.
Idiots, as you said, they should be working, but they're having fun. But at the same time, it's good to have fun while working. But this is a serious issue.
Yeah.
You guys, we're like this tweet. The top tweet yesterday. The hashtag was or something about our nurses, relief to our nurses, or something like that. And they're doing that shit. You don't deserve that.
How have they got time? How have they got? I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. And they're like, well, we've got 15 minutes between a shift. It's like, well, I don't know.
Well, do you?
Well, you shouldn't.
Talking about bodies. Bags, money bags, bodies getting knocked out in the UFC.
Oh, yes,
them
the
getting
UFC.
bags. The UFC was ridiculous on the weekend. We had a huge fight. Did you watch it?
I have not watched it, dude. I just went under the radar a little bit.
Yeah, that's okay.
I think
I loved
seen
it, man. As soon as it came out.
Chat.
So it was fucking good, man. It was like Tony Ferguson, he's just 12 win streak, the biggest win streak. Lost to this Justin guy that just
he's the guy that looks like a redneck farmer or something, eh?
Totally.
He's like a rugged dude.
But he's mental, man. Stood up to him. It was beastie. And then my nice little friend Francis Ngannou, this big black beast, he just got in there, knocked this guy out, and it was like 12 seconds. Dude, he's just a beast. But the funny thing is, all these guys have been penting up this anger ever since the lockdown, because these guys were supposed to fight in November. And then, like, Ferguson was supposed to fight Khabib, who couldn't get out of Russia to fight in the USA because of all of this crap that's going on. So it was just this big thing, and they all went out there, and it was swinging. It was ridiculous. Oh, it was just so much energy. It was awesome. There's another one on today, actually. There's also one on Sunday.
And they would have been so pent up. They would have been trading insults on Twitter, as those UFC fighters like to do. And so you found when you watched the fight, the fact that there was no crowd didn't take away from the atmosphere, because.
No, it didn't. For the fighters, I thought it would with the fighters, but it wasn't actually the fighters that it took away. It was actually the trainers, because now you were able to hear what the trainers were saying. Yeah. And then also another thing is Joe Rogan and DC were there commentating, and it was funny because you'll watch DC, who is a fucking legend in the game. He was saying some things like hit the legs, chop the legs. You would then see Tony, Justin, or one of the other guys, they would start doing that.
Yeah, so you could hear them yelling out instructions.
You could hear them yelling out instructions as the commentators, and then the trainers would repeat them. And that just shows how good DC is. Daniel Cormier, and it was amazing. Then also, like, the social distancing thing was out because Joe Rogan gets up there and he starts
he's got his own
people.
doctor. He gets
totally.
Yeah, he just tests himself every time he has a podcast.
But then he tests everyone, his guests, everyone that was there that night. They all got tests as well. It was really good. We had someone that retired, Kuju. I hate that motherfucker, Henry. I call him Kuju because he's a fuckhead. Thank God he's gone. He's the weirdest little short man. He's got that
short
angry man syndrome.
Totally,
but he's so weird.
Yeah.
He's such a weird man, and he thinks he's so on top of his game now because he's got these belts. But dude, he's just ridiculous. I hate him.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I did notice something where, like the UFC, the WWE, the wrestling is back up and cracking. But
it is what?
Unfortunately, it isn't quite the same without the crowd. So if you want to click on that link there, Omar.
Yeah, let's have a look. Are we on?
We'll watch a couple of that 30 seconds of the wrestling without a crowd. And honestly, it's pretty hard to watch.
All right, play it.
Here we go.
Corbin goes right after Jeff Hardy. But Hunter, this is
that's Hardy, Jeff Hardy, isn't it?
It is great strategy.
Yeah, it is.
So look, see, he keeps going to play up to the audience. He's always like, oh shit, I better look at the judges.
What it actually
he's got part of the WWE is all the crowd interaction, and it honestly just looks clunky and awkward. You can hear them yelling and stuff. It just looks
this looks stupid. Look, it looks awful.
Oh dear.
My back. Oh, my back. Listen. Oh, look, you can even see.
Yeah, it's
literally wears a
the punches are not there.
The sound kind of masks it and gives it that illusion of it, but you know. Wow. So
I'm not watching any more of that shit.
Neither.
That's
Turn
awful.
it off. That didn't quite translate as well as the UFC, unfortunately.
Oh, that went awful.
Dear.
That went awful.
Speaking of death.
Okay. Oh, dude, another death?
Well, maybe the death of one of Australia's favourite TV shows, Home and Away.
Neighbours.
No,
Home and Away.
Home and Away. It looks like they might be in trouble. This is an older article, but the COVID. I mean, these
they
shows,
always say this
they
as well,
can't
though,
make
don't
lots
they?
of money. I imagine some of these are government funded as well, but it can't be
Totally
a cash
this is.
cow.
No, it's not that much.
Home and Away shut down the production last month due to COVID-19, but it's looking their future looks uncertain.
Yeah,
as the Channel 7 slashes salaries, and they've had low ratings and things like that. So this could be the death of Home and Away.
They always say that as well. Every year, I always see that there's a thing, like even in New Zealand, like Channel 3 didn't want to buy it or something like that, and they just...
No, Channel 3 wanted to buy it. They lost it. So
that's right. Yeah,
they lost it when they were in receivership.
I've got a lot of friends in Australia. A really good friend of mine, when I first moved over to Sydney, I stayed with a Home and Away star. His name is Kyle Pryor. So as soon as I went over there, I stayed with him. It was sort of like that whole like Heath Ledger, Brad Pitt type, Hollywood stay with each other. That's what it felt like, And like it felt like Entourage, like he was the star and damn good star, but I was just the guy in the back, and I was I was like Turtle, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Turtle, but talented,
If you're a star in Home and Away, like you must not be able to go anywhere in Australia, right?
Nah, man, you couldn't go anywhere.
Dude, Home and Away guy.
Also in the UK, man, he would be doing trips every year to the UK, man, and he would be going. It was ridiculous, dude. Every time he went out, it would just be full on all the time with that guy, and it got fucking annoying because I had to take photos of them and him and the fans all the time. It was so annoying.
Were you riding the coattails a little bit, picking off the stragglers? Yes,
I was also the party animal. Like I was a party boy, so like I'll be like, we'll go to this gig, we'll go do this.
Do a headstand kick, yeah, bro.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And that was great, man, because I just got to Sydney. I'm there following my dreams. I'm there with a guy that's in his dreams, home and away. I was going to all the parties, meeting all the celebs. And then they're like, who are you? And I'm like, I'm an actor as well. Yeah, I've got it.
Didn't you tell
me? What are you doing right now?
I'm just doing you auditioned.
Yeah, I auditioned for Home and Away. That was one of the worst fucking auditions in my life, man. The thing is, it was actually, I lie. I didn't audition for Home and Away. I did an open audition.
Yeah.
And that's what they do. So if you're new on the block, you're new in the scene, you go and do these open auditions with these casting directors, and they tell you to come in with a scene or a monologue. Back then, and they still are, Moliners are the ones that do all the Home and Away stuff. So they wanted to see me, and the old lady that used to do these has died, unfortunately. She was beautiful, and I learned so much from working with her. But I was like, right, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to do a really cool scene. I was actually looking through my things. I'm going to do Sopranos. I'm going to do this really good monologue from Silver Lining Playbook. I was also going to do the scene that I wanted to do was from Warrior. It's when what's his name, Tom Hardy sees his dad, and he comes in and goes.
Yeah, but don't you think you should have probably done something like a scene from Home and Away or
this is it. There we go. Whoa! Wait a minute. Hold up a minute. Who's telling the story? Basically, that's what I wanted to do, something different. I wanted to show me
stand out.
This wasn't Home and Away. This is just for them to see like an opening of who Omar is, and can we put him put him in a range and shit. And then I tell my agent what I'm going to do, and she goes, I think you should do like a Home and Away thing, and gave me a script. And I said, I don't really want to do this. It's just basically not much happening in the scene. And she sent me another one. I said, no, this is very boring. This is Home and Away. And she goes, no, trust me. You should do it. You should just do it. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I did it, learned it, went in there full of confidence, got in there, did it, finished it. And then the lady was like, was that a scene from Home and Away? And I said, yep, it was. All arrogant. Yeah. And then she went, why did you choose that scene? And I said, because, I just thought it was a good scene. And she goes, it was a Home and Away scene. And then she goes, the reason you chose that scene is because you're trying to impress me. You want to be on Home and Away. Let me tell you something. You're never going to be on Home and Away.
Oh,
and I was like,
dreams crushed.
I was like, thank you. No, but I was like, thank you. It's the same if someone said, you're never going to be on Shortland Street. Thank you, man.
Well, isn't you too good?
Don't give me that shit. But I felt embarrassed, and I opened up and said, look, I'm embarrassed about this because I didn't want to come in here and do this. I had this other scene I wanted to do that was like this. And then she goes, I would have rather seen that scene because you were not Home and Away. You were something different. And I was like, fuck's sake, I fucked it up. Jesus. So I went back, said to my agent, you're funny that you gave me that script, but it didn't work. So please don't do that again. And then she got all angry, and then she called her up and said, that was my fault. And then I got another audition, and I went in there and did that, which was great. So
you always said, though, you would like to have done, what's the one in America? The Bold and the Beautiful? Is that the one you want?
Oh, Ridge Forrester, Bold and the Beautiful,
Forrester,
awesome shit.
He's your idol, Ridge Forrester. You always talk about that.
Ridge Forrester, love that guy.
What a
Stephanie
name.
Forrester.
Ridge
Forrester. Yeah. The music as well is like it's the funny thing is about that show, it's still got the same music, so it's still like the 80s, so it's like and it's just all them turning their heads looking like with a bit of wind.
Slow turn. I love the slow turn.
So good. And there's like wind in their hair. They're like, yeah. I would love to do that show because that's just, you can just be so fucking cardboard in that. You can just go in there and go, I heard you slept with my wife. And that's it. You don't have to do anything else. You don't have to go, you slept with my wife. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do
like
shit.
They deliver the dialogue really slowly to try and drag the episode out to 30 minutes, It's like, Dave, how dare you take my wife? And this brought up a good point, actually. Within the soap opera type of TV show community, are they going to include the coronavirus into the Home and Away universe?
Yeah, maybe. But they won't call it Corona. They'll call it Roned. Or something like that. Or they won't call it COVID. They'll call it Novid. That's what they'll call it, man.
Shit. All right.
They'll do something. Hopefully they do. Okay, moving on. We got to get to the end of this shit. Even though it's a very good episode.
Everybody's fussing about a vaccine for this horrible COVID disease that's floating around.
Yep.
And everybody's wasting their time because Tanzania, they've already got it sorted. Tanzania gets Madagascar's anti-coronavirus drink distributed by the WHO. So basically, this is a drink that you can drink, and it stops you getting the coronavirus. And it's
apparently.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, how can this be a thing? And then presidents of countries are organizing it and shipping it everywhere. Like how does this happen?
It's so stupid. I would love to see what are the ingredients in it. Apparently, this is what I first said ages ago, because I was working with a guy he's part of the health organization. He's trying to build this company as a blockchain company, blah, 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 blah. It's all about just health and organizations and working with Africa, blah, blah, blah. And I talked to him about I just slipped in there, what do you think about this COVID stuff? And he just went, well, it's very simple. It's basically we just get the same drugs as malaria, and we just dilute it and find different prones to the different areas of what corona's doing. So it's more lung related. It's more that sort of. And he just said it's all based around malaria. So if you just manipulate the malaria drugs or the malaria, I can't remember what he said. That's basically the cure. And it says here that there is something around it which is malaria. I can't find where it is. It's 40 cents a bottle, which is not bad.
Pretty good.
It says it here that earlier this week, the Eastern African nation told that news agency it would begin selling the drink. Couldn't give it away for free, could we? No, it has to be 40 cents. But that's in Africa. That's
a good deal. That could be a week's wages in Africa.
Totally,
right.
And that's how they do it. They go 40 cents, and it's only 40 cents. We're doing our bit to help you guys. That's what the WHO say.
I wonder what
but
it
then
tastes
that's 40
like.
cents. Yeah, I don't know. What's in it? Is it like a kombucha? What is it?
Yeah, it's basically coronavirus cure kombucha. It'll just be like ground up caterpillars, or I don't know. Do they have trees in Africa?
Oh, here we go. The purposely remedy is the drink derived from Artemisia. Is that a place?
It sounds like a planet in Star Trek.
Oh no, it's an aroma or bitter tasting plant of a genius that includes wormwood, mugwort, and sagebush. What is this, Harry Potter?
Harry Potter fucking recipe. Jesus Christ. Did the Weasley brothers mix this up for their sweet shop?
It does, and it goes, a plant with proven efficiency in malaria treatment. There we go.
Yeah,
and other
right.
indigenous herbs. So there we go. So something about... He was right, it wasn't me.
So
he
maybe
just said
it's for real. How come we're not getting it, though?
It'll be $100, won't it, over here?
Mainstream news, I haven't heard anything about it. This is from Al Jazeera.
I know. And it's the same thing. Didn't they... Isn't it another cure came out? Didn't you say there was something else that came out that... We had a cure for something, or it's been forgotten? Oh, no, that was about the... never mind, that was about New Zealand when... That's all. Oh no, what was that thing you said before? You said something today about like how we're all focusing on the corona, but there's something else that's happening in the background, like they've got a cure for AIDS or something.
Well, no. There ain't no cure for AIDS. What's going on in the background? I'll bloody tell you, mate. As well, everyone's distracted with the corona. The Pentagon came out and said that UFOs are real, and nobody cares
that was
of the
cool.
corona.
I liked it. That was a big day. I would love that.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Why isn't if the corona wasn't happening, right, and the Pentagon. Which is a weird shaped building in America. I'm not quite sure.
I'm sure people know what it is. I think everyone's watched fucking Independence Day.
Anyway, this is where everyone's seen 9/11. So anyway, yeah. So they've come out. And yep. UFOs are real. Yeah, we don't know what they are. They're flying around there, and nobody gave a damn. We're like, why? It must be strategic to release this right in the middle of COVID-19 crisis because everyone's forgotten about it already.
Yeah, and it only came up on Twitter, and it didn't come anywhere else. It didn't come up on Facebook. It came and went, and it was like, by the way, I think it was the day the biggest death or something happened, or
exactly.
It was a big day everywhere else. Like, I was actually frustrated. I think it was the stock market. I think it was when Bitcoin was going through the fucking roof. And I was all focused on that, and then, by the way, there's UFOs. Oh, is it? Okay. Back to the Bitcoin.
It's right, but right between Corona... big corona news. Oh, there's been 65,000 deaths. By the way, UFOs are real. Kim Kardashian has got a new haircut.
Oh shit, does she?
Everyone's like, "Wow, she got a new haircut." I'm gonna go look at her Instagram.
Wow, that looks really good. Who did her hair? Can I buy that in a box?
That's how we forget. Anyway, UFOs are real. Everybody, be prepared to be invaded. And actually, Japan have started a system in place to deal with when UFOs arrive. So their government is officially.
They're ready.
They're ready.
They're ready.
So
what do you think? Do you believe in this shit? You believe in this shit?
I'm a big UFO person, 100%. Yeah, definitely. My quick recommendation station. Watching Project Blue Book at the moment, which is a fun little History Channel TV show, and it's based off real events, and it stars Littlefinger from Game of Thrones.
Guy.
It's good fun too. It's kind of like the X-Files. It's like a fun new X-Files. It's great. I'm loving it. Brilliant.
Brilliant. We better finish up here.
We better move on.
Even though I don't want to. We've got another episode coming out this week as well, which is the normal. This is sayonara to the coronavirus episode and sayonara to COVID. Yeah, that's it.
All right, last little article here. Don't be a narc. A lot of people out there narking on their neighbours, going, "Oh,
wait a minute,
breaking social distancing rules. They were doing this, they were doing that." And when we first went into lockdown, New Zealand had that problem. Everyone's calling 911 because someone's walking their dog without a glove. So we just telling on people is bad. And I think even the state of New York, or St. Louis, I think, they wanted people to tip people off, and let people know, let the police know. They were offering money for people that were going to knock on their neighbours. But, unfortunately, you would have.
I would have knocked on my fucking neighbour's damn. I should have.
But this is what this whole story is about, Omar. It's tip 180 on them, because unfortunately for all these people, 900 plus people that told on their neighbours, that information is public record. So somebody went onto the website, requested all the public information, and published the names of all the people that tattletailed on the people walking their dogs.
Shit.
So there you go. You might have got your $1,000, Omar, but you're going to get hate on the internet forever, and you're going to have to.
And also your neighbours. You don't shit where you eat, right?
Going to be like, fuck you, dude.
You motherfucker. Because I was thinking about this week, because it's funny that this all collides, because I was talking about Telltales. I was thinking about it this week when we had, what's his name? Tadashi 69. Takashi.
That's right.
Takarishi Takashui 6969. He's back. He's out, and he confessed about his thing, about how he was, he's Telltale and he's a narc. But I would do the same thing if you think about it. If I had all these fucking gangsters around me, I'd be like, yeah, John Stone, what about Treebird? And the boxing bag Negro, that guy, yeah, Treebird Negro.
That's a great rapping name, Treebird.
Yeah, exactly, Treebird. There we go. He's the one that said it. He did it first. He's the one that started this stuff. What about Warpaint? Warpaint was part of this. Warpaint was down with this shit. Oh, what about 6 Jerseys? Oh man, that guy was where it started. That's where it started.
6 Jerseys, is that his name? It's like, I think Ridge Forrester would be a good rapping name, Ridge Forrester.
No, he would have a really cool name. Like his thing would, he would be like Crooked Beach or something. Beach. And then we find out that his actual name is Ridge Forrester. We're like, oh, that's fucking shit, isn't it? That's better. Ridiculous. He should be on fucking Bold and the Beautiful. But this guy's name is 6'9", and his actual name is Daniel Hernandez.
Yeah, that's right.
Idiot.
Very
anyway,
underwhelming.
He's a Telltale. I'm a Telltale. Everyone's a Telltale. I would have done it. I would have said, yeah, those guys. Because then the cool thing is, all of those guys will be in jail, and I won't be, and I'll be out. You
can release an album after you're narking. But yes, if your neighbours, like say for instance, if you told on your neighbours, and you've got to walk past them every day, man, you're gonna find cat shit in your letterbox and all this type of stuff.
Totally.
Anyway, we're about ready to wrap this sucker up. But first of all, we were talking about last week about stupid damn challenges, people doing push-up challenges and whatever challenges they are. And I've got some ideas here, because some people are intimidated by a challenge. That's why it's called a challenge. But if people want to take the easy ride out, I've got a few suggestions here, and these are
cool.
Noel's easy Facebook challenges. So these are challenges. So this is
gonna be okay. I'm excited about this. Let's go. Yeah, let's go.
Number 1, try not to get the Rona challenge.
Yeah, okay.
So that's pretty easy. You just stay at home. Try not to get it.
Clean your hands. Yeah.
Pretty good.
Don't go see people. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Number 2, the don't be a racist challenge. Yeah. So if you can maintain not being racist there for 20 days or 30 days, whatever the push-up challenge or however many challenges, then you've done well.
Okay.
Challenge number 3, the doing the dishes challenge. Got to do those anyway. So
so that's irrelevant. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. This.
Are we filming these? Are we filming us not being a racist?
No. Yeah. Let's go. Hey guys, day number 3. Still not racist. Haven't said anything racist yet. You
totally
put the video up. Yeah.
Yep. You could be standing. I'm white, and I'm standing right next to a black wall. I'm not going to say anything.
Exactly. Yeah. So you posted a
it's black.
video.
I'm
hey
white.
Guys, day
Nothing.
number 12. Managed not to be racist again today. So
totally. Yeah.
Easy
totally.
peasy.
Yeah. And you can even talk about how you nearly did. Like I was watching this comedian on TV, and it was Eddie Murphy.
Laughed.
I had to give him a laugh. I had to give him a laugh because if I didn't, it would be racist.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting. Next one, please.
Number 4, the
dishes.
Number 4, the Don't Eat a Bat challenge.
Wasting time. Don't eat a bat. Easy.
Well, depending on what country you're in. For our Chinese listeners, this could be kind of difficult.
Kind of difficult. You haven't eaten a bat, have you?
No, exactly. So each day you can get by without eating a bat. Hey guys, day number 12, still haven't eaten a bat.
Okay.
So
next, please.
These the whole ideas. These are easy. Yeah.
They are very easy.
Not very challenging challenges.
Not at all.
Okay. The try not to murder challenge. So if you can get through your day without murdering somebody, hey guys, day number 12 here, still haven't murdered anybody. Brilliant. The social media expressing your opinion challenge.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So
that's a hard one.
Yeah, just get on social media and express your opinion about something. Number 7, the Keep Africa Poor challenge.
Oh, well, that's easy, isn't it? Don't be racist, though.
Easy.
You can't be racist by saying that.
There's lots of poor white people in Africa too, Omar. So
in South Africa, yep.
Yeah, so all you have to do is...
Egypt,
not
they're not
donate.
White or black, yellow.
Don't pay your what are those things? World Vision
tax
bills.
That.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Easy. Hey guys, day number 12 here. Haven't paid my World Vision $1 a month subscription.
On the verge of racism.
Yeah. No, number 8, the like somebody else's challenge post challenge.
Oh yeah, I see where you're going with that one.
So you just have to go to somebody else's challenge that they've done. And
not like it.
You have to like it, and you go, hey guys, day number 12 here. Just liked Jeremy's post because he's on his
doing push-ups.
4th day of doing push-ups.
Push-ups, yeah.
Brilliant.
And he's getting better at them.
And the last one, make your friends and family cringe challenge, which you can complete by pretty much doing any challenge.
Totally. Nice. Well done. I like how you wrapped that in there.
Yeah, anything to rant about real quick as we wrap it up?
Yeah, I have a little rant here, please. Motherfuckers who make gherkin jars. Can you make it any easier, please, to open a gherkin jar? Why are they so hard to open, man? I had one last night. I went back to the shop. And I said, dude, I can't open this. I Googled it, and I can't open this jar. And they said, oh, no, it's been opened. I'm like, no, it hasn't. You try. And they tried. They couldn't open it.
Yeah, but the trick?
I tried. I tried hot water. I tried spoon. I tried banging it. I tried a towel. I waited for like hours, put it in the fridge. I did everything, man. And it just, why are they so tight? I don't get it.
It's got to keep the pickles fresh, mate. You can't have any... Well, because they would ferment slightly, yeah? So then it creates a vacuum.
Yeah. I still haven't got it open.
Expert.
Well, someone should be. Let's get one on the show or something. I tried to Google it. I looked at YouTube videos. I was doing this for hours.
Did you have your sandwich already? Yeah, all right, just got to add the pickle. And then you...
Yeah, well, I was at the point, man. I was at the point. And not with the sandwich. I was actually having it on the side with a steak.
You just smashed it.
I tried it with a spoon on top, and I smacked it with my fist. I even said to my fiancée, Emily, I'm like, I'm going to throw it against the fucking wall. That's going to open it.
I would love to see you mad at a...
I was mad.
Mad at a pickle.
And how stupid it was. How stupid. I'm like, this fucking gherkin thing. And the thing, gherkin, it's such a stupid word as well. I was saying it so many times last night, it was just ridiculous. So anyway, that was my rant.
And the more you say it, the more weird the word becomes.
It is. I kept on changing gherkin to pickle to gherkin.
What's the difference between a pickle and a gherkin?
I don't know. What is the difference between a pickle and a gherkin?
I don't know either.
I thought you were going to tell me something for once. I'm trying to learn something here.
It's not a joke. I don't know.
I thought it was. I thought it was either a joke or you're going to educate me. One or the other. It was nothing. It was a dead ender.
It was a question.
Thank you very much, everybody, for coming out today and listening to this. You could have been doing anything else, but you didn't. You came, you stayed, you listened to the end of this. You better have. If you didn't, we're going to come after you. But thank you very much for coming here, doing this. You could have done anything. You could have been at home. You could be, having a pot noodle and a fucking wank. But no, you're here and you listen to us. So thank you very much. Keep smashing those likes. Keep listening. Thank you. Thank you. The links come and I know we're not moving that heavily in those sort of areas, but we would like you guys to show us if you're enjoying them, because that's the reason why we do this, is because it just fuels us to do this, because we love having a shit. We love having a gig. We love giving you some ideas. We love doing this, and it just you guys interacting more, having more of a shit in the gig helps us, motivates us to keep doing these more.
That's right. And we appreciate everybody tuning in for the Coronavirus episodes. This will be our last one unless we, for some reason, go back into level 4 lockdown. Everybody gets a little bit sick of talking about it and all that type of stuff.
We're sick of it.
We're a bit of sick of it as well, so we're going to be back to our scheduled programming next week.
Well said, Noel. Well said. We are going to go back to our old episodes and the way that we did it, but we're going to keep these social distancing ones going for a bit longer. But then soon we'll be back in the studio. We're going to have all the team back again. Not all of them. Probably about 90% of them we fired already. But we'll have some new people in, and they're going to be part of the team. So that's going to be fantastic.
And hopefully some new guests as well. Yeah.
We've got some really good guests lined up. I should have said that. We're going to get a bit on the side back as well. They're back in business.
Nice.
They're killing it. We're killing it. We've got some new people coming in. It's going to be massive. So everybody stay safe out there for the rest of the world. Stay very safe. We're staying safe in New Zealand. Let's not be stupid, New Zealand, and go back. Let's keep moving forward.
Exactly.
We don't want to go back to level 2, to number 4, to back and forth. We don't want to do that. Let's move forward. So thank you very much for coming out tonight. We're Sia. See you next time.
The information, opinions, and recommendations presented in this podcast are for general information only, and any reference on the information provided in this podcast is done at your own risk. This podcast should not be considered professional advice whatsoever. The third-party materials or content of any third-party site referenced in this podcast do not necessarily reflect the opinions, standards, or policies of the owner.